So to provide context, freshman year of high school, I had gained about 75 pounds to cope with emotional stuff, as food was a comfort to me. I was already overweight beforehand, and it put me in a pretty dangerous spot. I planned on getting a bariatric surgery called a gastric sleeve, which removes about half the stomach to help extreme weight loss and to force you to gain better portion control. I had to first learn to not gain weight before the surgery, so I would have a higher chance of success post-op. I successfully kept the weight constant through small diet changes, and had the surgery that summer. After I had the surgery, everything changed for me. What most people don't seem to understand about weight loss is it doesn't actually get much easier to lose the heavier you are, as there are more and higher obstacles to overcome the bigger you are. But the drastic immediate weight loss, for about 3 weeks initially, I had lost about 13 pounds a week from a liquid diet I was on, had allowed me to kickstart the weight loss journey, and really the biggest change was what it did to my head rather than my body. Fast forward 4 years, I'm now a freshman in college, and my mentality has evolved and changed a lot along with my body. I gained a decent bit back when I went through puberty and then lost it again, and then gained a bit more back senior year when I had other things on my mind and did not make many good health choices. I stopped working out. And ate much worse. I'm now back to losing weight, and I am pretty confident I'm going to be able to keep it off with how much I have learned throughout my whole journey. But I'm sort of rambling at this point, but onto what I meant to talk about. My mental health. I think what most people think about with post-weight loss is that people treat you differently because of how you look, but that isn't the case. People aren't as superficial and shallow as teen dramas want us to think. What people really react to is how you act yourself. I went from a bitter shithead to a really upbeat, optimistic person who wanted to be everybody's friend in, at least attempted, the most non-annoying way possible. My happiness surprised people, and because I treated others better, I was treated better as well. I learned how much my body affected my mind, and learned the ways to circumnavigate the situation of myself. If I were to give tips and advice for the whole process, it is this. First, find why you are struggling with weight and have solving that be a primary focus. There is no point in losing the weight if your mentality is going to cause you to gain it back. For me, it was both out of boredom and as a comfort cope. I found other things that I enjoyed doing that kept me away from snacks. Next is physical activity. I fucking hate just walking on a treadmill for 45 minutes. It makes me want to shoot myself out of boredom, so I found an alternative. It is really important to stay active, and to have fun while doing it. For me it was boxing. Luckily my school has a room that no one ever uses full of boxing bags so I can work out in peace. Diet choices. I found by learning what I like food-wise, I can make meals that satisfy me while staying healthy. For example, I love salty savory foods, so my meals are based around getting my fix of hearty, savory foods. I make a mean cabbage and chicken soup. Finally is the motivation. For me, the quick change in my diet and health helped me take emotion out of food, but I did have small relapses where it was up to me to make the change. You need to know that if you decide to have a sandwich one day for lunch instead of a salad, that you are not a failure. Sometimes all I want is a bag of Lay's sour cream and cheddar chips, and sometimes I do indulge. That is okay. The important thing is getting back on the horse afterwards. I am at the point where I can get back into my diet immediately afterwards, but I know that most of the time it is actually a bit harder than that. You just need to know that you can do it. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.